The advantage America once had over Russia and China has been eroded. If changes are not made, the U.S. Army could soon fall behind them. On February 7, Vice Chief of Staff for the Army Gen. Daniel Allyn stated that only 3 of 58 combat brigades in the U.S. Army were sufficiently trained for wartime deployment, blaming the condition on sequestration. It is not the lack of money, however, that is behind the Army inability to maintain ready forces. Rather, it is the obsolete force structure the Army has maintained since World War II. Fortunately, modern thinking and a new organization for the Army could reverse this trend without requiring an increase in the budget. Just 4 years earlier, then Army Chief of Staff Gen. Allyn claimed that the United States only had 2 trained Army brigades, also blaming the lack of readiness on sequestration. The Army is by no means under a cash crunch with an annual budget of $148 billion. It is more by itself than the entire defense budgets for Russia, Germany and Japan combined. Sequestration is not what is making the U.S. Army inadequately ready. It is how the money is spent and the way the service is organized that makes the difference. Russia and China have both recognized that changing in their armies have materially improved as a result. Beginning in 2010, Russia ground forces began eliminating the division structure it had used since the Battle of Stalingrad in favor of smaller, more lethal combined arms formations. An analysis of Russia's reformation in the U.S. Army Infantry magazine last year warned that Eastern Europe, Russia has been employing an emergent version of hybrid warfare that is highly integrated, synchronized, and devastatingly effective. The new Russian battalions are characterized as highly integrated, extremely powerful, and exceptionally mobile, the authors explained, noting they were composed of a tank company, 3 mechanized infantry companies, an anti-tank company, 2 to 3 batteries of artillery, and 2 air defense batteries. Chinese ground forces likewise have reformed their formations and upgraded their warfighting doctrine. The Chinese People's Liberation Army ground forces began reorganizing their main fighting formations more than a decade ago to take advantage of advances in the technology of war. They moved away from masses of infantry troops to armored. They moved away from masses of infantry troops to armored, mobile all-arms formations like the Russians. They are mostly eliminating the division structure in preference for smaller, more lethal and survivable brigade combat groups. The Department of Defense soberly recognizes these trends and their potential implications.